Hi there, I'm Veronica Hislop, and today I'm representing FoodGrads as a campus ambassador. And today we are at the Many Feathers Farmers Market, a local community farmers market that is near where I live. And today I'm here with the Director of Operations, Samantha, and today she's going to tell us a little about the market. So, can you tell me what is Many Feathers?
So Many Feathers is a local nonprofit that's focused on urban agriculture, local food, and the environment. So our three pillars are sustainability, community, and empowerment. It's essentially taking anything that surrounds local food and the local food movement and making it easily accessible to the community. So Many Feathers started 4 years ago, exactly this weekend. Um, so when most of us were actually students as well, we started it while we were either like recently graduating or still in school. Or trying to find new work, and we realized that we could talk a lot about environmentalism, but we weren't actually doing enough, so we decided to start something small and local in our community, and here we are 4 years later.
That is amazing. It's good to see that students are the ones starting it, and it doesn't matter what age you are, you can still do something amazing for your community. So, you are the Director of Operations. Could you tell me more what that job is and what it entitles?
Yeah, so it mostly started with just working on the farmers market, but now it is essentially overseeing all grant funding, all basic operations. Like we have a garden director, Maliha, who oversees our garden, but I oversee the operations of like getting staff. Anything else is like events or just like background logistical stuff of having insurance and all that kind of maybe more boring behind the scenes stuff that makes it necessary for us to run.
And what would you say helped you in terms of did your education help you, or what steps have helped you make this success? Because you've been here for 4 years, so clearly you're doing something right.
Yeah. Well, I sort of started this between after finishing university and before going to a postgrad in college. So my university degree was in history. It had nothing to do with it. So a lot of it, I would say my education at first didn't help me. And then I went into a business postgrad at Humber in event management. And through that process and into getting into events, I learned so much about how to run a business and how to do, the marketing or the finance or the volunteer stuff through that program. So it sort of went hand in hand. It was like what I was already doing, what I was already learning, and then building on that with what I was doing in school. And something that's really interesting to me is that I didn't go to school for environment stuff. I'm not like a science person. I think it's so fascinating, but I just don't have that knowledge in me. So I figured the best way I could do it was being organized and being good in business, I guess. And so taking that to do whatever I can for the community in that sense.
That's good. I mean, that's what we love about the food industry, and just that is like you can have all different walks of life and you still can come to the same place, which I really like about it. So, can you tell me what are some of your favorite things about being the Director of Operations?
I love giving like we have summer students every year. I love giving the summer students opportunity. I love seeing all the people who have become a part of our organization doing what they love, like Maliha starting our gardens. She's done such amazing work with building out our gardens to be, we're able to sell every single week. We have a young lady, Anika, who was our summer student last year and who built out our entire education program this year. So those are my favorite things, are watching these people grow and however I can support them. Like I never want to be like the face of anything. I always want to be that person supporting people. So that's my absolute favorite thing.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. So, we do like to look at a different perspective as well. And what would be some of the challenges that happen with this job?
I mean, at first, just like bureaucracy and how to get something like this started, it costs tons of money. It's difficult. There are a lot of bylaws you have to maneuver and permitting and all that kind of stuff that's just very complicated, and you have to have a deep understanding, so you often feel like there's pushback all the time. So just combating that and learning how to adjust, even simple things like sometimes you'll have to have some paperwork for a grant, and it's like so challenging to get that piece of paper. And so just making sure that you're like at par with like the laws and everything it's just a lot. It's a lot to learn. So that's my biggest challenge, and it's been good to learn because I feel like I can pass that knowledge along to people now, and other people who are interested in starting a nonprofit or doing something similar like this. I'm able to be like, okay, these are the 3 things you have to flag or whatever. So yeah.
Okay, so you're the person we need to go to for advice now, basically. Maybe not, but okay, so our last question is what advice could you give students that want to go into this type of industry or your particular profession?
For me, I think everybody should volunteer. And I know that's like really cliche to say, but I personally love volunteering. I've always gotten the best experiences out of volunteering. Even when like the experience isn't the best, I learned what I didn't like. And so for me, just volunteering and putting my time in, like I've done this as a volunteer director for the 4 years. I mean, sometimes I was paid to be market manager, but I've always been volunteer. So I think doing something like this adds on value to your life. You're not just like going to work, or you're not just going down to school. Like you are doing something that is bettering yourself, and it's bettering your community, and it's an overall thing that is just better for you for your whole life. And it's something that like is a very good thing to identify with. Like when I go to work, everybody knows me as like the garden person, or I come in with like cherry tomatoes, like buckets full of cherry tomatoes, because I don't know what to do with them. So it's a cool part of your identity, and it's just something you get from volunteering or putting the time in. And instead of going home and watching Netflix, I go home and answer emails, or I go to the garden and pick whatever. So it's just get out there, just do it. Just try it, even if it's like an hour a week, even if it's an hour a month, like just do something, and eventually it'll happen for you. Things don't happen overnight. You're not all of a sudden a gardener, you're not all of a sudden doing this. But if you do a little bit each week, or you do a little bit each day, eventually you get there and you're like, oh, I did that for 4 years? That's amazing. So just keep getting out there, keep doing it.
Well, thank you so much, Samantha. That was amazing. And now you got the scoop about what it means to work and help out with a farmer's market. So thank you so much, FoodGrads.